Alright guys, welcome back to another new series that I'm going to be doing, and as you've already seen, this one is going to be called Beyond the Blueprint. Now if you're not already aware, I made a pretty extensive post a while back detailing exactly what I thought CFM should be in terms of features and how those features should work. I created a bunch of different mock-ups showing how a lot of the stuff that I was writing and talking about could look in-game, and it was essentially the quote-unquote blueprint for an extremely deep Madden franchise mode. So that's what I'm referring to in the title here. It's something that I link in the description of all my videos, and it's my pinned tweet on Twitter. So if you haven't seen that yet, I definitely encourage you to check that out because it's going to be the basis of a lot of these videos. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a lot of those features and ideas that I wrote about and created mock-ups for, and just going into some more detail about them, and as well as showing off the mock-ups that I created, as well as creating some new ones along the way. But this is mainly going to focus on things not within CFM currently, and I'm going to leave the What the Franchise series to focus more on those things that are already within CFM, but there's definitely going to be some overlap there. There's just no way around that. But one thing is that these things aren't all going to be big features or huge features. A lot of these, like this first one especially, are going to be smaller, almost non-essential features, but all of them are going to be things that I think benefit CFM in one way or another. But as always, the level of that benefit is going to always be different for everybody. But getting into the first one I'm going to be talking about is CFM Loading Screens. Now this is exactly what I was just talking about. When you look at CFM, this isn't going to be something that is a game changer. This isn't going to make CFM any deeper or function any better. This is not a back of the box feature. This is strictly an ancillary cosmetic feature. It's a very, very little thing, so make no mistake about that. But what this does do is it helps add immersion, and it helps with giving you a sense of history within your franchise. One thing about CFM or any franchise mode in general is when you enter it, you're essentially opening a door into a living world. There's things like rookies that were just taken in the most recent draft. There's guys like Tom Brady that have played 18 seasons prior to you starting that franchise, and there's just all these little things that have happened and that will happen throughout your franchise that kind of just go by the wayside and almost get lost in the mix. So this is just something that would help kind of highlight some of those things and make you more aware of them than you normally would be. This is also something that older Maddens did to a certain extent, not necessarily as deep as I'm going to get into here, but definitely to a certain extent, and it was something that I really enjoyed and was kind of the basis of this idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a couple of different concepts and mock-ups of the different types of things that could be highlighted during the loading screens within CFM. As you're already seeing here, the first one focuses on team info. This is just something that would give you a screen with some info about a random NFL team, or maybe even the team that you're about to play, and it just gives you a bit of history about them. It's essentially a condensed team encyclopedia, and just a quick consumption of information in that 15 to 20 second span that you're loading into the game. So these, as you're seeing here, are slightly updated versions of the first ones that you saw. But as you can see, you just get some basic information on the organization, their overall record, as well as some of their achievements, whether it be division championships, conference championships, or Super Bowl championships, as well as some of their all-time leaders in major stat categories. And then lastly, it's all paired with an in-game screenshot of a historic player from that franchise. This would be something that would update as you played throughout your franchise as things change. So whether it be the record or the division, conference, or Super Bowl championships, as events started to play out and as you got deeper into your CFM, these would all have the opportunity to change and would update accordingly. Moving on to the next one though, which is showcasing the Super Bowl. So here you see what one would look like based on a past Super Bowl, in this case Super Bowl 7 between the Dolphins and Redskins. You just get a little bit of info here with the score, location, date, things like that, a few stat lines from the game, and then the in-game screenshot that adds a little bit to that as well. And then again here you're seeing this is something that could update with each additional Super Bowl that is played within your franchise, and basically just have each one of those get thrown into the rotation of Super Bowl loading screens. And I think when you're able to mix in things that are happening within your CFM with actual real life happenings from the past, I think it gives you a nice sense of immersion and that almost that feeling that you're actually in a living world within your CFM. Along similar lines here is what I'm calling Legends of CFM, which is pretty self-explanatory. These would highlight some of the greatest players in NFL history, and again, just give you a little bit more information about them. So there you're seeing Steve Largent, and here's one of Derek Thomas. And basically these are just set up like old school football cards where you have the front with the action shot of the player using an in-game screenshot, and then to the right of that you get the back of the card with some measurables as well as some career stats as well. And this is actually a place where CFM and MUT could overlap. You have all those legends within MUT that are only being used for that, but this is actually another way that they could be used within the CFM realm, which is something that you don't normally get with MUT and CFM clashing together like that. But again, the common theme here among all of these is going to be the ability to update over the course of your franchise as you get deeper and deeper into CFM. So as you're seeing there, this is a fictional quarterback from the Saints, and then here you're getting a fictional linebacker from the future, or from what a future player in your CFM could look like. So as you continue to play season after season, guys like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers would start to pop up in these, and as you play more, it becomes more and more dynamic, and the catalog of players that you're seeing continues to grow. Moving on to the next one though, which is featuring draft classes, or mainly just parts of draft classes. So as you can see here, you're just getting a quick screen with the top 10 from any draft class. In this case, it's the 2004 draft class, but again, this could be from anything. This could update along with year to year. So whether you're in 2018 or 2029, you're getting a huge catalog of draft classes to choose from, and just another little thing that you might not be aware of or might have forgotten about along the way that gets brought back to your attention. Now, this next one is probably my favorite out of all of these, and it's what I'm calling This Day in CFM History. This is very similar to the Legends of CFM, and basically what this would be doing is highlighting key moments in NFL history, and then again, it would just update as you played throughout your CFM. So as you can see here, you have a moment highlighting the game where Eric Dickerson broke the single season rushing record. Then you get something like this where you're highlighting Joe Montana winning the Super Bowl MVP and the 49ers winning back-to-back Super Bowls. And again, you're always using in-game assets to show this off. And then lastly here, you're getting something like this with Kurt Warner and the Cardinals making it to their first Super Bowl. So as you can see, you can literally highlight anything with this, whether it be historic games, record-breaking days, or just crazy moments like the Fumble Rooski or a Fail Mary, things like that. And then again, the constant theme with all of these is updating it over the course of your franchise. So a couple examples here. One is highlighting a record-breaking day for fictional Bills running back Darius Perilou. This is happening in 2027. And then here you have the acknowledgement of the Jaguars relocating to London and playing their first home game. So like I said, you can highlight virtually anything with this, and it's just something that I think would be really cool to see, and that is probably by far my favorite out of all of these. But then lastly here is probably also by far the most useful, and it's a loading screen showcasing the current matchup that you're loading into play. So let's say you're a Bears franchise player, you're loading into this Bears-Packers game. This is what you would see. And here you just get a quick overview of the matchup, showcasing your and your opponent's stats, showing their ranks, comparing their ranks, and then you get a few key players from each team underneath that, along with a few of their season stats for them as well. And then at the bottom, you get a little series history showing the last 5 meetings between the two teams, as well as an overall series record between the two. I think that's going to do it though. I know this is kind of an odd way to start this, and that you guys definitely are going to want more significant features, but we will get to that, I promise you. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a preview and a sense of what I was going to be doing and what these were going to be like. But like I said, I will definitely be getting into plenty of more worthwhile features down the line. But in the next Beyond the Blueprint video, I'm going to be talking about shifting goals into contract incentives, but there should be another What the Franchise video talking about scouting coming before that, so stay tuned. But let me know what you guys thought of these, and if you have any other ideas of what you might like to see for loading screens or anything along those lines. I know this isn't a very exciting topic, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.